So just remember, all the Republicans that vote to release the files tomorrow, they're only voting for that because it got too big. It got too big for them to just support Trump. England was big on this, the UK, when they went to town on Andrew and removed his title and everything. And it's very hard to tell your constituents that there's nothing there when royalty is removing royalty about this. And the smoke has always been there about Trump, all the pictures and everything, and that's just too hard to deny as well. But they tried. They tried, and they thought that Trump had a handle on it. They thought that Trump was going to be able to cover it all up with Bondi and Patel and Bongino and Blanche and Maxwell, flipping to get a cushy sell and dog treatment. They thought he was going to be able to do it because he told them he would, and they didn't want to lose their voters and their base. And then it became too big. And now they're voting for their asses. They're voting for survival in the midterms. Like, they are absolutely jumping ship. And they're going to hope that their voters don't remember the multiple times prior to this when they voted against releasing the files and they said there was nothing there and it was a hoax, nothing to see. And when MTG, and Massey and those guys, finally started to say, like, hey, we really need to see the Epstein files, because I think Putin said, do it, because he didn't like what Trump was doing with Ukraine and supporting them and talk of patriots and everything. That was it. Like, once you have somebody like MTG and Massey supporting it, it was going to start to fall, right? It was going to start to fall because those are the diehard MAGA ones. And they're catching some flack from a couple people right now, but this is what the MAGA base has wanted for years, ever since Pizzagate. And once those guys, the the core MAGA Republicans, said that they were going to vote to release the files, it was over, And then the UK coming in and saying, hey, we're going to remove royalty over this. So it's a thing. And now they're voting to save their asses, and that's it. And then, now that they're all voting to save their asses, and there are going to be like 150 of them, now Trump's trying to get back into control of the situation and say, like, oh yeah, I'm going to tell him to vote for it because I have nothing to hide. And he has absolutely everything to hide, but he needs to be in control because he's a narcissist and he's losing control. And he needs to have something where he says, like, I'm still in charge, and he knows he's not. And it's all going to come out. It's all going to come out. And when we get to midterms next year, the biggest thing that they're hoping is that you forget about what happened before, and that the only reason they flipped was to save their asses, because they knew it was going to come out one way or another. Nobody wants to be on the other side of that role. There might be a couple who say, I don't know why they fucking would, but who vote against the discharge. Now that Trump's come out, they won't. But yeah, it's over. It's over. And now it's going to be about saving their asses and hoping people forget what happened before, and how they were all against it and would cover it up. And that's going to be the big story of 26, is not just what's in there and who's involved. Then you got to go after the billionaires. It's not just Trump. You got to go after the billionaires and everybody involved. But yeah, it's about saving their asses. And the cover up, and Patel, and Bondi, and Bongino, and Blanche, and Maxwell, and who else? When the emails start coming out about what they were telling people to do and not to do and what to cover up, that's going to be a part of it. 26 is going to get dominated by this. Yeah. So, and I know the Bubba thing, it's kind of funny, like, with Bill, but it's really important that everybody remembers, back at the core of this, that over 1,000 children were victimized by this guy and his friends. And his friends. Thiel, Musk, lots of names in there. Their children were victimized. And so that's the thing to remember. And do not forget. As every single member of the Republican Party, congressmen especially, up for re-election in 2026. Remember, every single fucking one of them. Where were they before all this, right? Before they had to vote to release it, where were they? Don't let them fucking slide. Don't let them slide, because they'll do it to you again. Okay, cool.